Thank you so very much, Morgan, for your kind words. Thank you, Nicholas, and the whole team for organizing the festival. And you all, dear bodies of light, welcome to this World Pranic Festival. It's really amazing how everything comes together. And for me, it's the 4th time that I am speaking. So I'm going to take you on my journey to pranic living. And my first breadcrumbs were my name, actually, because Maya is, if you turn it around, it's phonetically I am. And Maya, the veil of illusion. So at that point, when I started to look at the world upside down, I saw the truth. And that is what I want to invite you. Don't listen to my truth, but I want to inspire you to listen to your truth. The truth your body speaks to you. And my second name, my last name, Nieuwveld, is the new field. So isn't that amazing? And I didn't change my name. So looking at the world upside down, I wanted to make a recap from the first 3 times I spoke at the festival. And the first theme was, what is energy? And that was an amazing query through the quantum world, quantum physics. And to make it simple, for me, it was like playing with energy, like a newborn child. And what is energy? It's a frequency going up and down and moving. And energy is not with an end and a beginning. So it must have a loop. And what I figured out, it's not a circle. Because a circle would stand still. There would be no motion in a circle. And my very personal belief at this moment is that the universe and life itself works as an infinity sign, a lying 8, or an 8, the form of an 8, which through dimensions, through time and space, moves through all sides at once. And we can't grasp that with our dual brain. It's not possible. So what I want to invite you is, first thing, to close your eyes and make with your eyes a lying 8. Follow the form. And after a while, you turn around. And I did this automatically because my body taught me to explore life and my body. So my eyes did it automatically. And what it taught me is to combine my 2 brain parts. Because as long as we think through our dual brain, our 2 brain parts, we are in duality. And my goal for life was to be in the oneness, in that one Rome, where you can say that it's paradise on earth. And then I connected my gut brain, and then with my heart brain. So from the head and the gut, all the way to the heart. And after a few years even, I noticed that my whole body is functioning like one brain. Because what is energy? You can't grasp that with a dual brain. You have to experience that. And that's the invitation to you, to connect your brain, all your brains. Because I think that humankind is evolving and our bodies are changing. And what I notice is that I am aware of the world, but it goes beyond being aware with my senses. It's the awareness of um, of 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 the universe. Yeah, it's awareness of the consciousness. It's like you see without your eyes, you hear without your ears, and that is the experience that the people have when they die and come back. It's that awareness. And I notice that now in normal daily life. And that, I think, is where humanity is going to. Being aware beyond our dual brain, beyond our senses. Because when we register the world, we normally register it via our brain, so our thoughts. So what is energy? Is the frequency. And everything is energy. So if you have frequencies, for example, in emotions, the frequency of shame is very low. And the frequency of gratitude and love is one of the highest. And what I experience when I'm in a low vibration, I feel hunger. If I'm in a high vibration, I feel nourished. So my theory, and I wonder how you see that, is that we are nourished by those frequencies. So what is the energy? It's explosion. It's a dance between male and female, explosion and implosion, and always in the realm of infinity. So that was the first lecture I did. And the second year, I talked about flow. And if you look at the word, it has 4 letters. Flow. And for me, flow is like movement. It needs to move. Otherwise, you have blockages. And also the F for fascia. Fascia is for me, in the last year, the most brilliant thing we have in our body. It is the first tissue which is starting to develop after the conception. It holds us together. It's not the bones and the muscles. It's the fascia. And for me, that connective tissue is what the highway of life. It helps with our flow, and flow is life. And the second word is the L, or the second letter is the L, for light, for sun. And the most important light there is the light we cannot see. And what do I mean with that? It is infrared light. That's why Yasmohin, a friend of mine I met in Ireland during the International Breatharian Conference. And she works a lot in dark rooms. And there is no light, but there is infrared light. So for me, it's how do you say that? I don't have the word. I'm gonna go around it. For me, the light, the infrared light, is the 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 tangible and the visible light, which is prana. So it's the we don't need the sun, we don't need a daylight. It's in everything, but it needs flow, and it needs our intention, our attention. And another interesting thing, we have learned that our heart pumps our blood, but actually it's not the pump which is lets our heart flow. It's the infrared light. So that is so amazing that we now see that it's not just a pump. Our heart is so much more. And I will get back to that later. And then the third letter, it's the O, the oxygen, our breathing. We have everything we need inside with us. We don't need anything else. Not anything, not anybody. And now is the time to get past gurus, teachers, healers. Listen to your own truth. So the oxygen, yeah, it's the same as with the water. That special fourth phase of water, it's also with the oxygen. If you have the oxygen in a forest, the Japanese culture, the forest bathing, it's very special when you are in nature. It's like vibrant, it's alive. And that is what we are, if we are in flow. And then the fourth letter is the W, from the water. My most wonderful element, because in Switzerland, where I live in winter, there I'm the ambassador of the water, of the springs which come from the Gotthard area where I live, high up in the mountains. And water is my biggest teacher, because that shows us that it needs to flow. If you have standstill water, it dies. It needs to flow. So we are bodies of water also, through that fascia. So if you see our body as a flowy thing, dancing cells, flowing water, energy and light, carried by oxygen, it's like a universe in itself. So the motorway of life. That was the second topic. Now we go to the third topic, and that is my favorite one, the food freedom. Because within Pranic World, I see a lot of hardship. I see a lot of effort, of trying, of reaching, and of doing. And I think I found the key, because I'm a lazy pranic. I think that if you live your life full of gratitude, of joy, following your passion, a side effect of that, when you have cleaned up your body, that's the thing. So clean your convictions, your traumas, your cell cleaning, everything you say. So cleaning on all levels, even your skin. Be aware what you put on it. I put on it only the things I can eat, because I'm very aware of what I feed my body. And I hardly feed it with anything, because I learned that when you use something, you need it. And the biggest experience was with stopping washing my hair with shampoo. And the first 3 months, I looked like as if I was a fried potato, full grease. My solution was talk, the powder, the talk powder. I don't know exactly if that's the right word. And that helped me through the first 3 months of grease. But it's what we use, we need. So I stopped using anything and let my body do the work itself again. And that is really amazing. What the body can do if you give it your trust and its freedom to do its own thing. And luckily in that process, I got to know the biological laws of nature. And they explain what our body does when we call it sickness. And that helped me to transform from fear into trust and confidence. And I wish you that also. So if you're interested in the biological laws of nature, a healthy view on disease, I recommend look at the Nieuwveld.nl, because it's not the topic for today. And that is the food freedom, cleaning everything, behavior, trauma, body, convictions, your surroundings. Clean up your mess in your home, your attic, your basement, your car, your working space. Because flow needs space. And blockage is also a pile of books next to your bed. Make space that energy can flow internally and externally. And with that, my topic is also the quantum thinking, which I use. It's actually hygiene of speech, thought, and deeds. So what do I mean with that? If you say all the time, I have to do, I must do this, it's heavy, it's low in frequency. If you transform it and you say, I want to, I would like to, I'm going to, it's a high frequency. So every word has another frequency. And with the quantum thinking, there is something interesting. Everybody talks about manifestation, creating, the secret which came out 20 years ago. But how I see it now, it's trusting life, that it takes care of you. I follow my feet where they take me. I follow impulses. And I sometimes don't have a clue what I'm doing. But I have the confidence and the trust. And the quantum thinking, it's not just our thoughts, which we have to take into consciousness, so have to be aware of, but also our feelings, our emotions. Because how I see the concept of thought, I see that electrical. And the emotions, I see them as magnetic. And life is electromagnetic. Our body is electromagnetic. So if we want to dance that dance of life, we have to play with electric and magnetic elements, like the explosion and the implosion, the attraction and the thing repelling, attraction and repelling. Yeah, I think so. So that is it's a dance. It's not different energies. And it needs both. So if you have a thought and you have an intention, you want to create something, do that with the magnetism of the feeling as if it's already there. So feed it with gratitude, with joy, with all the high frequency emotions as if it is already here. And we can our mind doesn't know the difference between illusion and reality. So I want everybody to think of a lemon. Maybe where you are in Italy, you can even pull it from the tree. Do it with all your senses. Imagine that you walk up to a lemon tree. You see that beautiful lemon smiling at you. You walk up, pick the lemon. You smell it. You feel the texture of the skin. And then you cut it open with a knife. You smell it again. And you taste the smell of that beautiful, fruity lemon. And what is changing inside of your body now? And normally when I have a lecture in person, I get the feedback. I have more saliva. So that is so interesting. We can really go beyond our thinking and make reality with our thoughts. But we have to take conscious control of what we do. And that is also the experience I had with the different emotions. I had a wonderful life and I was really spoiled. And in my whole life, I didn't have a lot of trauma. And I knew I needed to have the whole scala of emotions to learn to work with them, to play with them. So life is absolutely perfect. It's a school where you don't have to pay for. So in my life, I got a man, and with him, I could experience what anger was. And right from the beginning, I was very grateful, but it was very, very hard. I learned what hate was. And I knew that I have to be in that situation, which really felt like hell. I knew I needed to stay there until I learned the lesson to work with the energy, to not react, but to act, to take control. And after 2 years of hardship, I learned my lesson. I was in a moment where blood was coming under my fingernails. I could have scratched his eyeballs out. I was like one big volcano. I felt the energy within my body like rising up, and I felt like exploding. And I thought, oh my God, I've never experienced something like this. But that is how hate feels like. And I knew it's if we get rid of the labels, it's an enormously high potential energy with which you can move mountains. It gives you a strength, a power, amazing. And at that moment, within a second, I changed. My whole frequency changed in one wonderful, flowing mountain river. I got my suitcase and I went home to my wonderful place in Andermatt in the Gotthard area. But since then, I knew that every emotion is a frequency, and we need to learn those to help us within our body to direct. And also the anger, it's actually a stepping point to courage. Because if you have the whole scala of emotions, courage is in bravery. The anger is one frequency away from the courage, and that is in your heart. And in Italy, they call the heart il cuore, courage. It's so wonderful. Our courage is in our heart. So at that moment, when we accept that we are angry and direct it in a positive way, we come into our heart with the courage to stand alone, to be connected, but to show our authentic self. And I think that is the invitation at this present moment in this world, in our world. So be aware of what you think, what you do, and what you say, and accept everything what is inside of your body. And we have control over that. And I want to invite you to now smile. Even if you're not up to smiling. Because if you smile for only 1 minute, your body thinks, oh, I'm happy. And your mind signals, oh, she's happy or he's happy. And then hormones of happiness are being produced. So it's like, whoa, we can push our own buttons. And also with our attitude, if you walk like this, your body thinks you're in danger. You're not happy. It's a low frequency. If you walk like this, breast without any protection, your chin up, looking the world in its eyes, then your body thinks, oh, wow, everything is okay. I'm safe. And it produces that kind of chemicals, hormones. So that of the bridge from anger to courage, that was one of my insights in the last month. And it was really nice. But I experienced also another insight in the last months. And that was of death. I accompanied a dear friend of mine, and she all the way through the stage of her death. And we made wonderful journeys in the quantum field. And one point, because I work with like the constellation work, the energy work, and at one point we were in a journey and we encountered death. And it was so sad. And we asked, why are you sad? And the death said, yeah, nobody wants me. And within that field, we were able to recognize and to acknowledge death. And we even saw it in the center of that lying 8, where you can have the 0-point field, where in winter the restoration phase of nature is, where the field of infinite possibilities lies. We call it death, but we also would call it that point of everything and nothing. It's amazing. So all the labels we put on in the language, within my speech hygiene, I got rid of a lot of words. And that is the invitation. Get rid of all the labels. Because how I see it now, death is like birth, one point within the dance of life. And like when we are ill, when we have a disease, it's actually already the healing phase. It's the world upside down. And then we can get to that trust. Yeah. I think this time in the world, we are invited to embrace everything inside, but also everything outside, because it's just a mirror. Because otherwise I can't explain how I am in paradise and my neighbor is in war. So it's your own state of consciousness, which is reflected on the world. And imagine when we all do the work of cleaning up, getting to our essence, the light within, then there is no necessity for war or other things which we are not. It's the war inside which is mirrored. So it's just within the quantum world, cleaning up, starting with ourselves. Because saving the world, it's a low frequency. Have fun, dream, believe in wonders. And yeah, I think I am programmed to believe in wonders. because at one point I got an email from somebody from America. And he asked me if I was in the womb of my mother during the moon landing. And I found it a very strange question. But I was indeed. I'm born 22nd of January, 1970. So in 96, 69, I never say that correctly. 1 year before, the moon landing was in June. So I was in the womb of my mother. And the imprint I got there was the amazing thing that wonders can happen and that we can achieve everything because we walked on the moon. So I, as a baby, came out believing in wonders. I never, ever lost my inner child. She is joyful, dancing through life, still believing in miracles. I already experienced with my body that the gravity was completely gone. And now I'm working on walking over water. It's work in progress. But I won't ever say that it's not possible. So I'll keep you informed. The image, I've seen it 1,000 times. Me walking over water. Ah, wow. But until now, I always get wet feet. Yeah, so I'm that was my last few insights. Still living a wonderful food freedom. Don't have to eat, but because I know that I'm nourished, but enjoy everything which comes my way. I give together with Amudra Madura, who is coming to the festival today. And she will speak on the 10th of August at 10 o'clock. And please go up to her. She is the most wonderful, beautiful woman I've ever met. So you will know who she is. And together we give our international Pranic Freedom Quest in Switzerland in October, the 11th till the 18th. And that's the international one with the language English and German. And in Holland, we have also the Dutch spoken ones. That one is in June again. So, and for tomorrow, it's a very special day. It's 3 times 8. And it's the infinity, the Lion's Gate. So don't forget tomorrow, keep on your smile and dream and dance through life. I thank you very much for your being.
Wow. Thank you so much, Marja. People are clapping here. And I just want to say that I knew that 888 was coming, and I'm giving my talk tomorrow morning as well. So
Oh, wow.
yes, I have this energy coming. I know that I felt really enamored and captivated in just the quality of your voice as you were speaking, and all the bits that you shared. It penetrates more deeply because you have this quality to you that it just brings more vibrancy to my spirit. And I know other people have this feeling as well. Do we have questions for Marja right now? I know we're going to get the link for the process that you mentioned with Amudra, and we're going to put it into our chat and into our group. But does anybody have a question at this time? Yeah, come on over.
Hi, Maria. If I
Hi.
understood you right, you said that you think that the ultra red light is the prana.
The infrared light
The
is
infrared red light is
yeah,
the prana.
yeah.
If I understood,
Actually everything is prana, but sometimes we need things visible, and that's why the infrared you can make tangible. So everything is prana. There is no, the whole sunlight, so the ray of light, everything is prana. So there's no, as I see it, there is no limitation or borders.
yes, sure. Then you already answered my question, okay? Because infrared light is a certain frequency, and I understood that prana is, beyond frequency. So you already answered my question. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do we have any other questions? Yes. I'm here.
Hi, Maria.
Hello.
You are so sweet and beautiful. Thank you being with us. Your words are so beautiful and you really charge my batteries the more than full.
But you did that yourself.
And it is so wonderful to have people like you around us to cheer up and to learn how the pranic life should be. I have no question, so I just love you.
Oh, thank you. And my love is, I am you. So it's not a boundary. We're connected. And actually, it's very interesting. My voice has changed in the last 4 years from being a nervous, stressed chicken, very high in sound, and it went all the way to my pelvic floor. It's really amazing. In the beginning, 5 years ago, when I listened to my voice, I always thought, oh my God, is that me? And now it sounds like, yes, I can listen to my voice. So thank you.
So
So it
wonderful.
wasn't always like this.
Wonderful. Thank you.
And your body is your teacher, huh? Follow it and be kind with it.
Yes, I believe you.
Thank you, Marja. We have another question, which is this emotional integration and transformation process that you were mentioning with your previous partner, where you were able to access this energy that you had never touched before in your life, and this integration. Were you already on a pranic path at that time, is the first part of the question. And the second part of the question is, how has your pranic path affected your relationships?
Yeah. So first, yes, I was already pranic. And that was also the hardship, because when you're in a relationship where you are living in completely two different worlds, it's very hard because you can't share. There's no connection, but I knew that I needed to build a bridge, and we need to melt the different worlds. We need to not be against something, but to integrate things. And that was my job. And I always take the hard lessons because I wanted to have it all. And I feel I'm working for the field, so I'm putting things together. And so it was my experience like one of the 100 apes. And when 100 apes have done it, it's easier for the rest. So I'm one of those 100 apes doing my thing. And it affected me in a way that the relationships, it's like cleaning up, because at one point you notice it's all the way or nothing. The gray area falls away. It's like standing up and showing your colors. And some people don't fit that puzzle piece anymore. I made also the connection with the puzzle. In the beginning, my piece of puzzle changed all the time. And also my whole puzzle changed. So that didn't work. So I went on to breadcrumbs. And yes, you have a really big shift in relationships, but you gain a lot. So it's in my process, letting go was very intense. Letting go of my life, my son, my marriage, whatever, all material stuff, until not holding on to anything or anyone. And that is, I think, the state of complete freedom, if you don't hold on to anything. So yeah, relationships, they come and go, and there is a time for coming and there is a time for going. And I'm grateful for all the way and every moment.
Wonderful. Thank you, Marja. Do we have any other questions? Yes. Well, we have a couple more questions and we have some time still. I just want to say that I'm really happy knowing that Marja is out there doing work in the field, and I am receiving all of that joyful benefit. Thank you. I have Gerbin here.
Wow!
Hi, lovely. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, I have to. What a surprise!
Yeah, it is. Well, I was wondering, you are talking a lot about the lying, the eight. Where do you place it within the flower of life, or the holy geometry? Because how do you combine it with all the other stuff?
Yeah.
Because it's
How I
just
see
lying.
sacred geometry
Mhm.
is the male part of the construct of life. So it's the tetra, you know the words better, the tetra, the Merkaba, the different names. It's too intellectual for me, it's too hard for me. I have a 3-year-old brain, because everything which is intelligent, you can't grasp what life is. So luckily I didn't change away my 3-year-old brain. So now I know what life is. Sorry. So back to the male part. It's the lines, it's the structures. And if you shine a light on that structure, if you have the 64, the complete, you know the name. What's the name?
Oh.
The tetra.
Yeah, the metahexadron, I think he meant.
Yeah, the 64 shapes within each other. If you put a light above, you have a shade on the ground, and that's the flower of life. And that is in a form of all round things. You can see that, in my belief, as the female part of life. And where is the 8? I haven't been thinking about that yet. But I would say, just without thinking, it's the center. But we can't grasp, for me, the 8 is the flower of life, but in multi-dimensional shape. and we can't grasp that. Like as I was looking at the pyramid of Gizeh I was telling you about, I saw a shape inside of the pyramid of Gizeh, and it looked like a heart, but it was moving in all directions at the same time, and a dual brain can't get that. So I think it's just a three-dimensional. I think the infinity sign, the 8, is three-dimensional, and life is multidimensional. So it's more tangible for us. Is that how does that sound to you?
That sounds very well.
Now we can try to speak without the microphone.
Tick, tick, tick.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I don't think we have time to explore it all the way, but the way I sense it without thinking, I will place it in the middle and see it as a ever moving more in a torus shape. And
Yeah.
it connects every other thing.
Yeah. Like the apple.
Yeah.
With the torus, our earth, the torus, but
Yeah.
we have to get rid of the concept of the picture. We need to experience the more dimensional movement.
The energy and frequency in every way.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm in Holland for until middle of September, so you know where I live.
I will be in Holland sometime. But you should be here.
And give Amuda a hug tomorrow.
I will. Bye. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So nice to see that exchange of energy. Thank you. We have one more question, and then I think we're at our time limit here.
Hello, Maria. Thank you for being here. Very wonderful to see you. I just missed something because of the sound not so good. I just would like to ask you, what was the name of this woman living with you? And she will come to the festival tomorrow?
She's not living with me, but I work together with her, and she is a very good friend. She's Amudra Madura.
And then the last question was if you can maybe talk a little bit more again about these 3 things you said in the beginning.
The 3 things.
I missed some of the sound, I don't know. And she was talking about the letters and everything. When you were talking about the letters and
Oh, flow.
the flow, yeah, exactly.
So flow, fascia. So the movement, the light, sun, infrared. The O, oxygen, breathing. And the W for water. And also the flow again. So everything comes together. And for me, the fascia is like the motorway of life.
Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Marja, for this wonderful sharing. Again, it's it's words and it's information, but more than that, it's an energy transmission. And I know that we receive it all here. I know I do. I hear it from other people as well. So we're all blessed to know that we receive this from you today, but also that you're constantly out there working in the energy field of the collective. Then we're always receiving your angelic transmissions. Thank you so much for joining us again at the festival this year.
You're very welcome. And don't forget, you are all walking angelic energies feeding the field. I'm not alone in this. Join me in the field. Mwah. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Marja.